Have you been notified by GDOT that it plans to take your land? This is known as eminent domain just compensation. The law grants the government this right, but it also requires that they pay fair market value for your property. GDOT will make an offer for what they consider to be just compensation. So should you accept their initial offer? I'd advise against it since you're likely entitled to more, possibly much more. Here's how you and your attorney can determine just compensation and eminent domain fair market value in Georgia. You are entitled to just compensation for the highest and best use of your land. This means that the amount the government offers you should be based on the most valuable way your property could reasonably be used. For example, if you have vacant land close to a rapidly developing area, it's likely to increase in value. If you sold your land on the open market, developers would likely be willing to pay a premium for it. This should be taken into consideration when determining just compensation for your land. Just compensation should also consider damages to the remaining property or expenses incurred because of the taking, such as relocation expenses. Eminent domain fair market value is the basis for calculating your property's just compensation. This is the amount your property could sell for in the open market. One way of determining fair market value is to look at similar properties that have sold in the open market. Sale prices for similar properties can help establish a baseline. But remember that every property is unique, and a small feature can make a big difference in how much your land is worth. Another approach in determining just compensation and fair market value in Georgia eminent domain cases is the reasonable person standard. This asks the question, would a reasonable person pay the amount that you are expecting from the government? For example, it may not be reasonable to expect GDOT to pay a premium for your property when similar properties nearby are being foreclosed. However, it may be reasonable to expect GDOT to pay more for your developed land than for your neighbor's vacant farmland. While the government wants to acquire your land as cheaply as possible, an experienced eminent domain attorney can help you fight for the maximum amount that you can reasonably expect. Determining your eminent domain property's fair market value can be tricky and expensive. You may need to employ the services of appraisers, land surveyors, engineers, environmentalists, and other experts to determine the highest and best use of your property, as well as any impact to the remaining property. But don't worry, the Georgia Eminent Domain Law Firm advances all costs to build our clients' cases. We have the experience, resources, and relationships with experts across Georgia to help us assess how much your land is really worth. And working with us is risk-free thanks to our no-fee guarantee. The initial offer from the government is always 100% yours to keep, and we won't charge you anything unless we get you more than the government's initial offer. Since our firm began, we've gotten our clients on average almost 3 times their initial offer. Don't leave money on the table. For a free case evaluation with no obligation, contact us by phone or online today.